Welcome back to opening statements. A Georgia woman, boy, if you haven't seen this case, it is really sparking outrage with many people and a lot of conversation. A Georgia woman pushing back on authorities that basically want her to sign a safety plan after she was arrested, and sparked a national conversation on free-range parenting. Last month, Brittany Patterson taken into custody after her 10-year-old son, almost 11, was found walking by himself in their rural town. She says her son, Soren, took it upon himself to leave the house and walk less than a mile to the dollar store. Deputies picked up the boy. They saw him and returned him home unharmed. They later, though, returned to the house and arrested mom in front of the kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there somebody up here with the kids besides your grandpa?
No.
Okay.
What?
Huh?
What?
No, there's nobody here but Pop.
Okay. Turn around for me.
Why?
Because you're under arrest
For what?
for the incident we talked about earlier today.
What am I under arrest for?
For reckless endangerment.
And how was I recklessly endangering my
We're
child?
not talking about it.
Soren, call Mommy and tell him they're taking me to jail because you decided to walk down the street.
Let go of your hands.
That's not his fault.
Yeah, call
You're,
Mommy.
you're the mother. That's your responsibility to
Yeah,
keep
I
up with
need
your
you to
child.
not talk to me, please.
Okay. That's
Okay,
true.
Soren, give her a call. Okay.
I need
Last time I checked, it wasn't illegal for a kid to walk to the store. So,
It is when they're 10 years old.
it is?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to see that on the books.
Okay. Well, you'll see it on your warrant.
Great.
I need somebody here to stay with the kids.
I don't have anybody.
Do you want to take this watch off? Or you want to take
Okay.
it with you?
Well, then I'm calling defects.
Soren, come here.
All right, getting a little parenting lesson there from the deputy who handcuffed Brittany Patterson. She is with us now live, joining us this morning along with her attorney, David Delugas. Thanks for both of your time here. Brittany, let's start with the beginning here. So you are at the doctor's office with another one of your kids, and you get a call from sheriff's deputies. Is that how it went down? And what was your initial reaction? Were you appreciative of the call, or take us through that, if you would?
Initially, I was just surprised because, as you stated, I didn't know that he had decided to walk downtown. So, and I was also shocked to be getting a call from the sheriff. So both of those things at once. But try to stay calm, you know, no matter what the situation is. And so I tried my and just, you know, let her know that, okay, so you found him in Mineral Bluff. I wasn't worried about him being in Mineral Bluff. It's not very far from our house. It's an easy walk. It's not something I wouldn't have let him. So I think I just was surprised to be getting a call that they felt the need to pick up my son just because he walked to Mineral Bluff, and also just surprised that, you know, he was there to begin with because I didn't know.
Were there any indication in that initial conversation that, oh boy, they might be coming back here with the handcuffs for me, or were you completely surprised when you answered your door?
Oh, I was very surprised. If I would have known they were going to come, had my grunge clothes and mom bun in. So, but no, I had no idea. They didn't say they were going to come back and arrest me. They, at least not that I understood, they didn't use those words. So yeah, I was not expecting that.
David, it seems as though the county has sort of backed off a little bit. They just want to save face and maybe get this plan signed off on, this safety plan. What is on the table officially in this case here in terms of settling it?
Yeah, let me be real clear about this. Nothing is on the table. There's a hint, a suggestion that if Britt were to sign what they call a safety plan, and therefore it sounds like, oh my gosh, why wouldn't any parent sign a safety plan? Well, nothing in it makes this child more safe. It also suggests he was unsafe in the first instance, which he wasn't. So it would be absurd for her to do so. It also sets her up that if she doesn't comply with it, incidentally, the terms. Oh, we want you to download a GPS app to your phone, your child's phone, while we watch. Well, how about all the other parents in the county? Maybe their kids don't have a device. And the ones who do, are they being required to download a GPS tracking device? What if the child forgets to charge his phone, forgets to take it with him, drops it along the way? Is she in violation, and now they're going to get her for you violated the safety plan, like somebody violated a term of probation? So there's nothing on the table. I think it's really important for viewers, everybody, even the lawyers watching this, to understand the statute that she's been charged with says, and bear with me, because I pulled it up. You have to hear it to go, really, does this fit? It says that a person who causes bodily harm, well, we know that didn't happen, or endangers the bodily safety of another person by consciously disregarding a substantial and unjustifiable risk that his or her act or omission will cause harm or endanger the safety of another person, and that disregard is a gross deviation from the standard of care which a reasonable person would exercise in this situation.
Well, yeah, I mean,
seriously.
Brittany, you
Seriously.
didn't even know that he was gone, so I mean, this isn't going to hold up. Let's be honest, and they know it. They know it.
No.
Will you agree to anything, or what's your stance at this point?
I just don't know what I could agree to that would mean anything, because there was no law broken. I didn't do anything wrong. My son didn't do anything wrong. So I don't know what exactly I would agree to other than them dropping the charges and issuing a public apology.
What do you say
There was
to
no need for it.
What do you say to someone that says, hey, you know what, a 10-year-old should not be, and I know he's almost 11, walking by themselves because kids are kidnapped, taken. There's a lot of things that can happen, right, to an 11-year-old, and from some people's perspective, that maybe he shouldn't have been walking by himself because he would possibly be prey, if you will. What do you say to that argument?
I say that that's their right to decide to parent their children that way. And it's my right to decide to parent my children the way that I choose to do so. I don't really live in fear. I understand risks, and I understand data, and that's kind of how I live my life. And I've always understood that the odds of my kids getting kidnapped or preyed upon are very, very slim, like almost rare, so I've never really lived in fear of that. I've always allowed my children to have some freedom and independence, because I think benefits outweigh the risks of them growing and maturing and not being riddled with anxiety and unable to function. So that's just the choice that I made as a parent, and other people have the right to make different choices.
What kind of reaction have you gotten in Mineral Bluff and around the country? Are you getting overall positive, or are there some haters out there as well?
I'd say it's been about 99% positive, because even the people that like you said, may not let their child walk somewhere unsupervised, it should be against the law, or that I should have been arrested for it. Because, the bottom line is that most parents want to be able to raise their children without any interference from government authorities. So it really doesn't matter if our opinions on that are different. Right here in my hometown or across the country, 9% positive. So it's been pretty neat to see that.
David, is there a civil lawsuit coming here?
Yeah, that's premature to address. I would say an important element of all this is, and it may play into whether or not there's a civil lawsuit at the end of the game. In 1997, the Georgia Supreme Court held this particular statute unconstitutional because it doesn't give fair warning to parents, and it empowers law enforcement with way too much discretion to label anything as, quote, reckless conduct. So if you heard the deputy, and thanks for playing that body cam, she, when asked by Britt, what am I charged with, she said reckless endangerment. Maybe she misspoke. There is no such law called reckless endangerment. And then when she piped in that it's illegal when they're 10 to walk to the store, she just made that up. It's not a law, nor should it be.
Yeah, and I like the parenting advice she gave too, free of charge.
Right.
Brittany Patterson and David Delugas, thank you so much for your time. We'll be following this to see where it all ends.